Yep, this is another Chaos Culture Radio exclusive interview. Did we tell you guys we're gonna have more interviews coming out? Yes, sir. So of course I'm gonna pass the mic to Jordan. So go ahead, Jordan, introduce our special guest.
What's good, people? What's good? So we we here to introduce our exclusive guest from all the way from Seattle, Washington. Welcome, KingDow, man. KingDow, man. It's good to see you, man. Good to have you on board, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, y'all. Shout out to all you guys. Thank you, Hakeem. Jordan, Ron for having me. Blessed and grateful, thankful. Yeah, it's just gratitude is my whole persona. So thank you for having me.
Now you got a special shout out to Mr. Lucario because I saw this gentleman, KingDow, on Mr. Lucario's show. He premiered this music video, which we're gonna premiere right now. Hakeem, what is it called again, Hakeem? The music video we're about to get ready to premiere.
Mm-hmm. Where you at, though?
Where you at, though? Let's hit it. Where you at? Boy, you got the move, big dog. You got the move, yeah. That was nice. You got Hakeem dancing. Hakeem don't dance. When you got Hakeem dancing, now you know your music fire. Hakeem don't dance. Hakeem don't dance. He don't dance. Yeah, that was nice. So, my first question to you is, what made you come up with the concept of the music video? Where you at, though?
Yeah, man, because I was just, when I was just thinking about like the journey, the grind as an artist, and just in life, our lives is like a revolving door for like different opportunities and different people to come and go. Some stick and some we think are going to be around for the long haul, but then things change and people fall off. And as an artist, you see that a lot in different support systems and even fans sometimes. It's like, for whatever reason, people they say they want to be there and support you, but then like they flake or just things switch up or whatever. So I just and like I feel like the thing about me is like I'm not afraid to like call out different truths that I see, because a lot of people are afraid like, oh, if I say this I may lose this fan base or I may lose this, but it's like, but if you're just being honest and you're just like pointing out something that everyone can see but they're afraid to talk about, you're really like, once someone goes forward with the truth, everyone else can follow suit who may not be as confident in themselves. And so for me, I just realized like, what, let me speak about this because I've never seen anyone speak about it, and this is something I've thought about for a while. Because in life we always have people who claim to be there for us, but they're really not. So I want to just write about that concept based off my own personal thing that was also a universal message that I know a lot of people could resonate with. Yeah.
Who are your biggest music influences?
Uh, Man, that's tough. Man, I grew up listening to everyone. Like literally, like from like I grew up listening to like reggae and pop and alternative music. I'm half Jamaican, so a lot of the reggae and different world stuff comes from my dad's side, and neo soul, R&B comes from my mom's side. But if I had to like say like my top five, just some overall musicians, I would say John Coltrane. Um, if I had to, I would say Burning Spear.
Mm-hmm.
We'll throw Michael Jackson in there, Kendrick Lamar, and if I can only do one more, oh man, my favorite band, Hiatus Coyote. I'll throw them in there right for now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I got a question. Let's see your choreography and everything. I got a question. Were you ever in like a dancing competition? Because look, like you got a lot of moves. I like your
Fine, Jordan.
your choreographic and everything. Have you ever been in a dance competition before? Because when you moving nice, I'm very interested.
Appreciate that. No, yeah, no, man, I'm self-taught. Like I'm self-taught in everything I've been doing musically. So I first saw like Michael Jackson and Chris Brown growing up, dancing on TV. And so and then Busta Rhymes, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See.
Oh my God, classic.
Okay, cool, man, cool.
Yeah, so those three like inspired me to like get into the dancing aspect. Like when I saw like, especially like I'd say like Chris Brown and Michael Jackson, like when I was younger I was like, okay, I don't know, Michael Jackson, I would say like I knew I wanted to do what he was doing, like because I saw him dancing and I saw him performing. So I was like, okay, I want to do all of that. So as I got older, I started to like I self-taught myself how to dance. And then of course like music, I grew up playing instruments with my dad and in different bands and stuff. And then rapping came later. Rapping and singing came later in high school when I started freestyling for fun. And then I met my first producer in college. And then after college, in 2018 is where I started my solo career. But yeah, dancing I've been doing since I was like 5 years old. Yeah. All of it self taught.
Go ahead. No, finish your thought. Go ahead.
Yeah, as far as the choreo stuff, everything I do is I have other music videos where I've like created my own choreo, and so I would have backup dancers and stuff like that. And that's another thing that I got from like being inspired by like cats like Michael Jackson and Chris Brown. Like I loved like someone who could not only do the thing but also teach it and like bring his own army into his creation. So yeah, I've always tried to incorporate that in what I do.
And what is your thoughts about other rappers always being overlooked? Like other artists is always being overlooked by the industry. Like someone like yourself, to me, you should be signed already. Your music is great, your dance skills is amazing. But why do you think a lot of music label overlook you guys?
Right. No, yeah. Actually, Prince Akeem and I were talking about this a little bit before we
Mm-hmm.
recorded. Is that we're in a time where it's kind of, I call it the high school mentality. Like a lot of us, we don't leave the high school mentality until we decide to like really go for who we are, and that's when you start to see things fall off. So when you look at the workforce, when you look at any trends that are happening, I mean, on TikTok, for example, whatever, anything that's like viral or like seems like the most like acceptable thing to do, people are going to follow that. So with music, we're in a time now where, if you notice, like, and there's nothing like, I love all music, so it's like I can appreciate even what I call the fast food stuff that's like selling more or just seems to be like more uh tailored to like short attention spans. That music has its place, but it's gotten oversaturated to where like real authentic music, unless you're like a really super mega big artist who's been established, it's very hard to like come out nowadays because there's so much people are just following the trends. So, but it's okay because that just means that artists like myself who are truly authentic, it just means that it's just going to take us a little bit longer, but we're going to last longer. So, however long it takes for me to get on is however long I will be on when it's time. So, but that, to answer your question, that's just what it is. We're in a time where like the majority is it just likes a lot of fake stuff, and it's just going with what's going to capitalize and make the most money versus no one wants to really like sit with the artist and develop with the artist anymore the way they used to when Prince was coming up and Michael Jackson and all these other guys. So that's just what we're living in. But now I believe the pendulum is swinging back the other way, and soon we're going to start to see it happen again, where like artists who really have a message are going to shine. I mean, Kendrick and the Drake beef is like proof of that, you know. So yeah, people, yeah, and yeah, people are ready for something real and authentic. That's why there's been such an uproar with a real message. Yeah.
What are your biggest challenges you facing in your music career?
Um, I guess just having patience. Uh, and then I would say just like having negative thoughts or like self sabotage, and that's just like because sometimes it's all about reprogramming your mind, to count your blessings and whatnot. So I'm really big on like writing in my journal, saying what I'm grateful for every day, meditating, you know, just trying to be as optimistic as possible. And a lot of the stuff that I go through, and I feel like a lot of people go through, is just self-inflicted, just mentally. Oh yeah, you did this, but you didn't do this, and it's like the way the universe works. You have to learn to appreciate what you do have, and that's when you get more. So yeah, I would say just always like waking up and staying focused on the positive, because it's easy to like worry about what you don't have. But yeah, other than that, just that, and just understanding that even if it's not happening at this moment, it will happen, and just staying patient and ready for that. Yeah.
My question you use for this: who is your biggest supporters? Like, if according to maybe family or friends, who are your biggest supporters?
I would say my mom, number one for sure. And I gotta give her props because she was the one who told me that. Okay, I didn't always want to be a solo artist. Originally, I wanted to just well, I did like internally, but I was content with just being a session musician because I grew up playing bass and with different bands. And at first, I thought that's where my life was gonna go. But then I realized like the different bands I was a part of, like things would all always fall off, or like things would get switched around. People move or band leaders change, or they just mess up their own opportunities, which mess up the opportunities for the whole band. So kept running into stuff like that. And my mom, she told me, she's like, honestly, King, you should just focus on your own music because you have a message and people need to hear it. So yeah, that's what I did. And honestly, I used to give my dad. I feel like I don't know. You guys know who Prince is, but I don't know how if you guys know his relationship with his dad. Like they had like a rocky relationship. I would say me and my dad, like our relationship is similar. Not the rocky part, like it's very positive because he's a musician too. I'm a musician, but there's always like this like low key like competitiveness. So I always felt like he didn't really always support what I was doing. But as I've gotten older, it's one of those things. When you get older, you appreciate your dad more. You're like, okay, I see where he's coming from. He's not gonna give me. He's not gonna say everything I do is great. He's gonna push me with constructive criticism. So as I've gotten older, I realize my dad is another one of my big supporters, just in his own way. So those two, and then my producer, who I've known since fourth grade, because he was supporting my music way before he was a part of it. He was going to like all my shows and whatnot, and always been in my corner. So I would say those top three for sure.
And now you're that, but how do you build your fan base? Because there's a lot of artists who will be listening to this show when we
Yeah.
when we pretty much premiere it.
Hmm.
How can they build a positive fan base without the craziness?
How can they build a positive fan base?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Number one, just being yourself, being real, and never being afraid to talk about your music and in an authentic way. And just I know for me, in different ways. Like, let's say like I have a show, like I'm always like I'm passing out flyers and talking to people naturally. I'm using my social medias, always showcasing who I am. Um, I would, go live and like live stream with different creatives and artists and collab via through the music or through us just like sharing each other's content or like live streaming together. And yeah, just constantly, I treat my the internet as like my digital journal. So I'm always uh, talking to my audience, and even if like I may not have like that super big audience watching me, I'm always talking as if I do have it, and that people can resonate. And like it's kind of like people want to be around that confident, authentic realness. So like when you just showcase it, regardless of who's watching, it's going to naturally come to you. So for me, whether it's putting out the content, putting out the music, talking to people on the street, uh, and just finding different ways to share. Like I always like to share like inspirational quotes or inspirational messages that people can resonate with and gravitate to. And yeah, and I've started to see slowly, like it's interesting. Like we've been out of COVID for a while, but I used to like live stream like all the time during that time, just trying to find ways to like stay positive and like give people like my worldview because I've always grew up being spiritual. And I saw COVID as a time for us to just like really slow down and figure out who we are. So I always try to find positive ways to like, inspire people during this lonely time. And then even since then, like people will send me like photos of like some of my fans will send me photos of us together. Like, yo, I know it's been a while, but like I appreciate when you did stuff like this or when you do stuff like that. So like I'm seeing people are always watching. That's one thing we don't realize. Like, I had to remember that even though people are not saying something all the time, they are paying attention. And I've gotten proof of that when people have reached out like, yo, thank you for doing this, or like, I remember this time, or thank you for this song, or etc. So I hope that answered your question. But yeah, it's just an array of ways. It's not just one cookie cutter way. I wish there was, but yeah, just like whatever you are, whoever you are, utilize all of that, showcase it, share it, and really be who you are. Not everyone likes to talk on Instagram story. If that's not you, like really be like who you are. But you have to be talking to your audience in some way and definitely making sure you're responding back to like comments. Cause a lot of artists think it's cool on the lower level. When I say low, even when they're up and coming to like not engage with your audience, that you're working backwards. You're always supposed to be engaging with your audience. Every single person. I don't care if they send a heart emoji or they say whatever, like you have to be engaging. And people will pick up on that. Like, oh, this person's always communicating with me. And then they're always going to come back because you're communicating with them. I'm not saying you have to like have like long conversations, but just showing that you see them, So yeah, I'm always
No, no, you make a good point because one of the things people don't understand when it came to Carly B, the way she blew up was she would go after she done with Love and Hip Hop, she would go on Instagram Live and she
mm-hmm.
would engage with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And look where she's at now. So I think that was a really great key component that a lot of artists should take from that is make sure you engage with your audience. Go ahead, King.
Definitely. Now, can you share with us a moment when you felt like you had a major breakthrough in your career?
Yeah. I would say honestly, two, I would say two major breakthroughs. So online, it was again during COVID when I dropped one of my first EPs called Energy, and I saw how people just naturally gravitated towards that. That was my first project to get like 3,000 streams or something like that. From
Wow.
just me pushing it, talking about it constantly. For a second, that song put me in like the top 250,000 artists in the world around that time. That was pretty awesome. And rest in peace to my producer, Red Fellow, a young cat who taught me a lot. That was our first project that we did together. So that was a breakthrough as far as like musically on the internet. And then in person, I would say 2022, when I did a birthday show, and like we sold like over 180 tickets, and just had like a lot of people come through, and that was it was a great time, but it was also a bittersweet time because I think my grandfather was like passing during the day of the show.
Wow.
Yeah, and at the time
Sorry.
oh no, I appreciate it. At the time it was he was living in Virginia, and so he passed in Virginia, and I'm all the way out here in Seattle, so couldn't be there for that. But No, yeah. So, but that was another major breakthrough. It's like, and I did a lot of cool shows before that, but like that show was like, it was really cool to see, because you can't control when you're putting things on and you're promoting your shows and whatnot who comes through, but to see like so many people like want to be there for what I was doing, like that was a major sign. Like, yeah, this is for me. So I would say those two things for sure. And honestly, just the switch of my mindset, just realizing that like I didn't need all these different bells and whistles that I thought I needed, like a manager or tour or whatever. You know, I've been doing stuff on my own. I've taken myself to Portland off my music, Idaho off my music, even Spokane. Like I've been traveling outside of the city, doing it my way. So, yeah, just realizing I do have something. And my music, honestly, my music is my major breakthrough. When I dropped my first song, My Time, and my first album, and even that, even though they got like a humble 1,000 streams on SoundCloud when that came out, that was the sign like, oh, okay, I got something. So yeah, the music for sure.
That's good, man. My question for you, man. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years in your music career?
Doing a lot of touring, full time, with the music. Uh, let's see. Honestly, I just like changing the landscape and coming with a new sound. A lot of the artists that I've always been inspired by, they've always like changed the landscape. And even if they were the first ones to be super criticized because they're so polarizing, they broke the odds. So I see my music in the next 5 years like creating history again, the same way Prince has done it. Even young artists like XXX, like whoever, like just really changing the world for the better. Because my homegirl, she said it in a perfect way, and she put it in the intro in my album Shaman World. She said I make music for the world. So yeah, that's just what I see. I see my music, you know, changing the landscape, healing. I'm touring constantly. Still living in Washington, but in my own place. You know, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that was my next question I asked you because you just said your friend said your music touched out of the world. And my question is because I can see yourself, you know, traveling not just here in America, but go over in Asia like
Yeah.
China, Japan,
Hmm.
Australia,
I
Europe.
agree, Jordan.
Because looking at your music, you know, it could touch
Hmm.
not just here in America or even Canada. I can see your music, you know, touch all over the world because looking at your video and see how you rap and speak, man, I can see it could touch all over. I just want to say that personally.
Very positive. That was saying like he should be signed already. That's what these music labels drop. Bro, Hakeem, we need to create our own label. I'm being honest. I'm a sign on. Bro, I'll be out here. I'll be like the new P Diddy. You feel me? Because
Right.
they missing a lot of opportunity. But my final question to you, because I know time is against us. My final question to you is I know you're a Kendrick Lamar fan. What is
Yeah.
your opinion about him being a headliner for the Super Bowl in New Orleans next year?
Mhm.
And they didn't pick Lil Wayne. What is your thoughts on that? That's my final question.
Bro, you know what's funny? So like, and I wanna shout out Miles and Lucaro and my dad.
Of
You know,
course.
like I've heard they talk about it. I've heard my dad talk about it, but like gratitude is so important
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
the issue that I see with like a lot of people, especially celebrities, they're they're never satisfied and they're always and you know, there's this saying, more money, more problems. But truthfully, it's like for me, like a Grammy would be cool, but if I'm full time and I'm just doing my thing and I never see a Grammy or any of these other things that these artists get, I'm chilling. You know, I've already won. All I gotta do is just keep putting out music, keep trying to like, you know, do something bigger and better. But like, okay, going with Kendrick and the Lil Wayne thing, Lil Wayne, you've been famous forever. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick has been doing his thing. It's like you guys are. Who cares who's playing and what? It's like you guys are rich. You get to do what you do, however you want, whenever you want. I know that's like Lil Wayne's hometown city, but dog, like you're already. Everyone knows you're a legend. You already have like fans that will always back you up. It's like Kendrick has been doing the right things for the culture, and it's always been championing, you know, just real authentic stuff. So if they want to give that to, and honestly, not just because I'm a Kendrick fan, Kendrick is the better performer in terms of like that type of scope. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne's
Good
great, but
point.
it's like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like business wise, and like if Lil Wayne, because I think about this too. It's like when I'm like working on songs with artists or who I want to put on a show or who I want to headline or whatever. It's like, okay, what makes sense strategically? You have to be strategic even as an artist and a businessman. Like, does it make sense for me in this sphere to be a part of this right now in this moment, given what's happening. Like when we look at what Kendrick's been doing, he's been creating big moments for the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like they were talking about getting rid of TikTok, and that kind of went to the side because TikTok's been blowing up again because of all the content Kendrick and Drake and them have been creating. So it's like business wise and for everyone's pockets, it makes more sense to have Kendrick do the Super Bowl because later on in the year or later on as time passed, the Lil Waynes and all the other artists, the pendulum will swing again, and Lil Wayne will get his opportunity. But sometimes you need a certain artist who makes the most sense to open the gates for everyone else. And I understand this. So, yeah, I think Lil Wayne's too big, man. It's like if I was Lil Wayne, it's like okay, like Kendrick's like one of my kids. Like, why am I tripping over this type shit? It's like you should be proud. You should be happy. We're artists, man. We're not like we should always be happy for the next man getting his thing. You know what I'm saying?
No, but we got to
like,
keep in mind too. But Lil Wayne would never feature in the Super Bowl at all. And remember, Lil Wayne been hot for a very long, like over like 10 decades.
Right.
Still nothing.
For sure.
Compared to Kendrick.
Right. I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm one of these guys that's like, another way you got to think about it is like, okay, not to put race on it, but like, this is a white man's game, bro. Who fucking cares? Like, bro, okay,
hey, KingDow. Hey, KingDow. I'm not surprised they didn't push Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, she was hot as well. I wouldn't be surprised they put Taylor Swift other than Christian Lamar, but unfortunately they picked Kendrick.
Right. It's like okay, yeah. It's like at the end of the day, it's like if we're given the option of a Kendrick or a Taylor Swift, they're giving us Kendrick. We should all be happy, bro. Like it's like they're gonna do. I would rather hear like Lil Wayne. Like I know that nigga was bumping Not Like Us. I think he played it at a concert. So how you gonna get like, bro? Like, come on, man. Like it makes the most sense. So, and again, it's like the Super Bowl. Like it's cool, but it's like Kendrick's not getting paid for that. And I know it's like it's like the biggest way to like up your career. But again,
yeah,
I think it's one of those things where like you need Lil Wayne had to go through the bullshit he went through with Birdman so that a Kendrick could win. You know, so
that's
it's
a
like
fact.
you feel me?
Fact,
dropping gems there.
Yeah,
gem.
Facts. James Brown had to go through the same bullshit he went through, so Prince and Michael Jackson could be a thing. If you're saying, if you're giving me the option to be the guy who breaks the door down and goes to the bullshit versus the artist who gets to like ride on, I would rather be because that nigga's stronger. The guy who had to go through the bullshit is not to say Kendrick isn't strong because Kendrick is super strong, but like Lil Wayne definitely has already created. He's going to be remembered forever for the shit that he's done. I'm surprised they don't even have a documentary on that dude, but yeah, that's my take on it personally. And I know Lil Wayne fans like, nah, but it's like, bro, like Kendrick made Pimp a Butterfly. I have never heard Lil Wayne do some type of like instrumental shit that's like he's a rapper's rapper. And he birthed like all the Young Thugs and all these guys. Like Lil Wayne's already got his credit. Like no one's really talking about the certain people Kendrick birth because it's not as like what you call it. Easy to identify, right? Because Kendrick's more conscious, but so it's like I would, I don't know. It just makes more sense, and I think Lil Wayne's already like paved the way for so many artists like a Kendrick. So even though yes, in one way, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So in one way, it looks kind of like, damn, like this is my hometown. But when you really think about it, it's like given everything that's been going on, like if not Kendrick, who else? You know what I'm saying? So. Drake, you know what I'm saying? Unless you want to shut the world down.
Yeah, that's true too. They didn't even offer it to Drake.
Yeah,
that's crazy because Drake is huge too. But it just show you that Kendrick is just in a whole nother level.
I want to say this. There was rumors that Drake was offered multiple times, but he refused. There's rumors about that.
Really? Yeah. Oh wow, yeah. I gotta look into that rumor. But go ahead, Hakeem. Your final question because time is against us.
Yeah. Last thing I'll just say super quick.
No, go ahead.
Kendrick has a Pulitzer Prize. He has a Pulitzer Prize. That's all I'm gonna say. So it's like
there's no conversation after that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's like you just closed casket right there. Game over. After you just said that, a Pulitzer Prize winner, like only they give that to scholars and profound writers. So
yeah.
So the thing I wanted to ask you is this: if you was in my position as the interviewer. What questions you think I should have asked you?
Should ask me or should have asked me?
Should have asked you. If you was if I'm interviewing if you was in my position right now, what you think I should have asked you?
God, man. I mean, I liked I appreciate everything you guys asked me. If there was one, I guess like how do you overcome naysayers or criticism? Because I think that's something that a lot of art is. If you are blessed or ordained or have the fortitude to be an artist, you are paving the way for so many people to be inspired to like ignore all the bullshit that's going to come your way from like opinions of friends, family, enemies, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, guys, like it's so funny when I think about it. If I quit music a while ago, I probably would still have all the friends I would have, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't be real, and it wouldn't because it's like you as an artist, you're paving the way and exposing so many truths that a lot of people don't want to face, and you're also like inspiring people to be themselves. And in a world that's so fake that the truth like scares people, you're basically like a superhero. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think for me it's like you were chosen to be an artist, meaning like you were inspired or like you have that vocation for a reason, and you're gonna have a hard road, but you're gonna be blessed in the end once you get through it. So yeah, just like being prepared for all these different because the Lil Waynes, Kendrick, Drakes have all gone through. Even though Drake lost his beef, I respect him because at the end of the day, he's still being Drake, and that's what I love about all artists. I still want you to be you, even if I don't really like your shit like that. I still want you to be you no matter what, because that is inspiring, and I can respect that. I can always respect someone who doesn't like outside opinions change them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I love that. Well spoken, man. You.
He answered his own question.
Yeah,
so I was saying that he was jumping. Boy, you on fire. I was saying if I had a Hakeem, if we had a record label right now, he would have been signed immediately. I would have been like on the jab, like, yo, go ahead and just sign. He gonna we need another Bob Marley. Go ahead.
After labels, but watch me flourish, and and then like I said, I probably don't lead the labels. I can still be independent because they would have shot me a long time ago. So if the labels don't come, hey man, everybody, you got your fans to support, you got us that support you, man, because you are to me a supremely talented type of guy, and I was just want to let you know that.
Appreciate you.
And now I'm a shout out to Mimi because we not even live. I don't know.
You're live on your end, Ronnie.
How? I'm live on my end?
Yeah.
How does it even possible?
It's not live on Chaos, but it's live on your end for some reason.
How? I can't has to. Well, shout out to those. We're not supposed to be live, but everything happened for a reason. So, hey, it is what it is. Everything happened for a reason. But shout out to Mimi for being the only one in the building. Literally. So we're not supposed to be live, but we don't even know how that happened. But we'll figure it out later. But also, let them know where can they find you. Where can they listen to your music? Mm-hmm. Where can they subscribe to you? Let the fans know as we finish playing your final music. Go right ahead.
Definitely, you guys can find me. So KingDow, KingDow. Add the 1 on Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, KingDow on all platforms for all my music. And the Wisdom EP is out now. For anyone who lives in the Pacific Northwest, specifically Seattle, or even Portland, or heck, even Idaho, we got a show, the Wisdom Show, November 15th at the High Dive in Fremont, Seattle. Come through is going to be myself, Savvy Save, Keontae. Based off my EP that I dropped last month. So stay tuned for that. More surprises to come with that as we get closer to the show. Genre transcending artists, that's my whole slogan. And shout out to the Dow Tribe, Dow Angels, my whole fan base. I appreciate all you guys. And I'm always posting consistently on all my platforms. So on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. You're always going to get, some inspiring music or message or whatever from me. So thank you guys again for the opportunity. Truly.
No, thank you for gracing us with your time and also your presence. And like you can see, there was a phenomenal interview. Great personality, man. We got to have you back again. So when your next single drop, please don't forget about us. Come right back. We open for you. And hopefully we can go to one of your events. If you're ever in Miami, let us know. If you're in Miami or LA, let us know.
Oh yeah, we'll come to Seattle to come see you, fam.
Yeah, or come to Seattle and watch you perform.
Appreciate that.
Because I've never been to Seattle, so go ahead.
But if you guys can find time, if you want to come through the 15th of November, don't even worry about I'll put you on the guest list type shit. Like you don't gotta worry about any tickets or anything like that. So if you guys let me know, and I'll let you know if I'm ever in Cali, Miami, whatnot. If you guys think you have a reason for me to come through there, let me know. I'll fly out, whatever. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, most definitely. So, Hakeem, you got the. I know you got the music video.
Yeah, I got the music.
KingDow. Well, go ahead. Go right ahead.
This is another one I like. Ethereal Mind.
Oh yes, Ethereal Mind. Yes.
Yeah.
In my mind, I can come and fly away. Understand that time is within another place. Looking for the prime, I just have to keep the pace. Open up and climb till I sit idly. In my mind, I can come and fly away. Understand that time is within another place. Looking for the prime, I just have to keep the pace. Open up and climb till I sit idly. In a wasteland, I'm a new man, humbly making plans to move upward steadily. Bring my clan to the heaven. See my fam with a better energy. Clear my mind of the aging recipe. Mix it up with a new way, heavenly. Bring it up when the time has soothed me. Now I see I have passed academy. In my mind, I can come and fly away. Understand that time is within another place. Looking for the prime, I just have to keep the pace. Open up and climb till I sit idly. In my mind, I can come and fly away. Understand that time is within another place. Looking for the prime, I just have to keep the pace. Open up and climb till I sit idly. We just have a new plan. This is where I now stand. So I will let my mind just flow. You can see the timestamp. Let go of the race and no. Let me know now. How do you want to? In my mind, I can come and fly away. Understand that time is within another place. Looking for the prime, I just have to keep the pace. Open up and climb till I sit idly. In my mind, I can come and fly away. Understand that time is within another place. Looking for the prime, I just have to keep the pace. Open up and climb till I sit idly.
Man, fire. Very spiritual too. I love that black woman. That black woman is just. I love that woman. Just gorgeous. That was your girlfriend at the time. That had to be your girlfriend
at the time. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, at the time. Yep.
I knew it because the way you can sense the energy.
She bad, boy.
She was bad. I ain't gonna lie. You got that. You are from the Caribbean because you got that. You just got it. You just got it. Shout out to Bart Marley, man. His legend lives on, man.
Right.
So so thank you so much for being on the show. We really do greatly appreciate it. So guys, as you can see, we're going to interview more and more artists. Also you too. If you know any artists that want to be featured on the Chaoscultureradio, bring them over to our side. We don't mind interviewing them. Any up and coming artists that you may know. Or you could come on there with them and then or whoever you collab with, because I think a lot of artists don't get enough exposure. And I think that as they should. So compared to the major artists. So, but thank you so much for being on the show, King. We really do really appreciate your kind. So guys, like always, make sure on your way out, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you for tuning in